Hello Internet, this is N2O here with another Lantern video, coming at you live after I realized that I was talking into a microphone for 10 minutes and it was muted. I don't know what compelled me to go and check to make sure that my microphone was unmuted, but after 10 minutes of rambling, but I did. We get to do it again. Um, I'm not going to do this Modern League on stream. I think I'm gonna try and balance out between either just doing pure YouTube content or streaming and then recording and editing in post. I don't like Lantern is pretty taxing. So doing it for an entire league all in one sitting is fine sometimes, but I don't know if I'm consistently going to have all of that energy. And that's okay. That's why recording exists. Hopefully my microphone quality feels a little bit better. I finally got a mount, or I 3D printed a mount here that's supposed to keep my microphone in place. I had broken the thread connection that was supposed to go to the boom arm years ago, and I'm a cheapskate and refused to buy an entire microphone just to fix a specific piece on it. And I told myself I'd print it one day, and I finally got access to a printer, so I did that. But anyways, short story quality should be better on the microphone. At least it's going to be more consistent. I should be able to edit around it better. Before I get into the deck tech, um, thank you for visiting the channel. I'm going to leave some links in the description that first off link to the current deck list I'm using now. It's a live list. It's a living list. Like it updates regularly as I make changes. But I do leave deck list histories in the primer. So this list should be under the current date of I'm recording this starting on June 25th. So just look for June 25th, 2024. Look for the primer list if you want this one in specific. And you can see all the deck notes that I've had and all the previous iterations of the deck list. I'm also going to link the Lantern Discord, the Lantern Community Discord. It's a very active place. There's a lot of innovation going on right now. Modern Horizons 3 has shaken up the format a ton, and Lantern actually looks like it's in a pretty good position right now. There's a lot of decks that just don't cleanly answer what Lantern's trying to do. And there's a lot of combo lists out there which Lantern can do pretty well against. We need your help with data entry too. Getting more people on the data entry train is going to be important to figure out optimal lists. One more thing as well. Please do check out the Twitch that's going to be linked in the description as well. I don't stream regularly right now, but there will be a time where, I'll stream every once in a while. Most of it's going to be magic related content. I'm done plugging. I don't like plugging. Plugging's annoying. So, deck basics. We have the Lantern of Insights and the Codex Shredders. We're going to be looking at the top card of our opponent's library, and we're going to make them mill all of the stuff that we don't want them to have. So, things that remove our artifacts, things that bolt us in the face repeatedly, the boogeymen of the format. We're also an ensnaring bridge deck, which means that if our opponents have creatures that, want to deal combat damage and don't really do anything else, we don't care about that. So we're just going to let our opponents have creatures with the Lantern and the Codex Shredders here. They can draw all the creatures and all the lands that they want. We're just going to focus on hitting repeated or making them mill repeated burn spells. We're going to make them get rid of their sideboard artifact hate, stuff like that. Strong card draw effects that let them dig beyond the top card of their library in one go before we can make them mill, things like that. That's going to be the motif of the deck. In this pile here are actually these are the most popular cards. This pile here, this is what every stock Lantern list is going to be running, for the most part. If you're a Lantern player looking to start out, these are the cards that you're starting with. Add these to the deck list. Also add this pile of 4 cards right here. Between these two piles, these are the most important cards that you need to be running. This is an Urza Saga deck, so we have the ability to tutor extra 1-mana artifacts. We also spit out a lot of artifacts in general onto the table. It's not uncommon by turn 3 to have 3 artifacts lying around. So these Urza Saga tokens, the Construct tokens do pretty well at playing defense You can kill your opponent with them too every once in a while. If you draw 2 Urza Sagas early, you can just run your opponent over if they're not ready for it. But we're going to be running a few silver bullets in the deck as well. Grafdigger's Cage is the most popular silver bullet that gets run in Lantern. The Underworld Cookbook is really good against aggressive decks, where you can just discard cards from your hand to create food tokens, gain 3 life per turn, and as long as you have 2 mana, or 2 lands, you gain 3 life a turn. It's pretty good. Pithing Needle hits a lot of relevant things in Modern in general. It stops Planeswalkers, it stops Boseiju and Odawara. It stops activated abilities on creatures. So, it stops Shuko. There's a lot of things that Pithing Needle does in the format. This list in particular is going to be running Disruptor Flute as well. So this is our 3rd Pithing Needle. The reason why we're okay with running a 2-drop instead of a 1-drop that's not Urza Saga tutorable is because we're running War of Invention. This lets you tutor out artifacts of any cost that you can pay, really. At instant speed, put them directly onto the table. Get around weird counter spells if they don't want to counter the War of Invention. You can get around Chalice of the Void this way. And they're redundant ensnaring bridges, effectively. If you're looking to top deck an ensnaring bridge, and you're in desperation mode, War of Invention really bumps up your odds of top decking something that can become an ensnaring bridge very quickly. I'm running an extra silver bullet here in Vexing Bauble. A lot of stock Lantern lists are running Profane Tutor right now, so they don't want to run Vexing Bauble. I think it's worth it even if you're running Mishra's Bauble, as long as you're not running Profane Tutors, to try out the Vexing Bauble. It's really good against sideboard hate, and there's a lot of random things that the Vexing Bauble covers that makes your opponent's life annoying that you don't have to worry about nearly as much as they do a lot of the time. It stops forces, it stops flares. It's been really nice in my experience. Other things that we can run in the Whir list that you don't see too often. I'm running a Talisman to help color fix for Whir of Invention. This triple blue cost is pretty demanding, and we're not going to get there on turn 3 triple blue mana every single game. If we run into some Blood Moon decks as well, it's nice just to be able to tap for the black mana to dump our discard effects here. Smellskite is something that the blue-black deck gets to run because you can flash it in with a Whir of Invention. I'm running Surgical Extractions because we're in pretty heavy combo meta right now. Combo and control. Surgical excels in formats where you need to deal with specific cards. And mid-range piles don't really care about Surgical so much most of the time, but if we run into like Leyline Binding or Static Prison decks, Surgical's gonna be nice there. If we play against Nadu, hitting Nadu or Shuko, if we manage to mill or make them or Thoughtseize away one of those cards, improves our win rate substantially. Playing against Tron, hitting a Tron land is always the dream with the Surgical Extraction. Preordains are going to be the filler slot. That's what I'm testing out today. A lot of green-black lists run 2 to 4 Ancient Stirrings. I kind of want to have some deck or card selection that's not the Lantern Lock itself in the deck. There's been a lot of times where I get a Ensnaring Bridge onto the table and I'll have like a Pithing Needle or something, but my opponent sniped one of my Mill Rocks or sniped my Lantern because their removal could only hit that, or they did it really early in the game, and then I'm sitting there not able to protect my bridge because I'm top decking lands. Or I'm top decking Mishra's Baubles, or I'm top decking Surgical Extractions, like filler, deck filler. So the Preordain should help cycle through that better. Addressing the sideboard really quickly. Fatal Push, Collective Brutality. These are for aggro matchups. Collective Brutality can also be for control matchups or against decks where they have a lot of instants and sorceries that you don't want them to have. Collective Brutality gets boarded in versus a lot of matchups. A lot of the Lantern players run 3. I'm running 2 just because I want to have some extra fatal pushes. I don't run a whole lot of target removal. I don't run any target removal, actually, unless you count Odawara in the main board. So having extra spot removal in the sideboard feels necessary to me. We have our Graveyard Hate pile right here. Soulless Jailer is also a meta call for Ruby Storm. I'm sure that you guys have seen this running around If you've been watching any Ruby Storm streams, you're the streamers were probably playing against some Soulless Jailers in postboard. There's a lot of 2-mana artifacts in the sideboard. Because we run War of Invention, I feel a lot more comfortable not running 1-drop artifacts. I can run 2-drop artifacts as well. So we have a Torpor Orb in here. This is crazy good against Death and Taxes, but it also answers a lot of random other effects, like Mardu Energy fears the Torpor Orb because Guide of Souls turns off. Ajani doesn't come in with a cat anymore. Flage can't Lightning Helix you, although it will stick around as a 6/6 body. If you have an Ensnaring Bridge, that's good. If you don't, then that's something you need to consider. Damping Sphere is good against Storm. It's good against Prowess. It's good against Tron and Amulet. So it's a very all-round good sideboard card. It answers a lot of bad matchups that are in, or that Lantern has as well. Like Tron and Amulet are very bad matchups. Curse Totem is going to be for Nadu and Yawgmoth, decks that have a lot of mana dorks. And, well, other abilities like Yawgmoth. When Curse Totem is good, it's crazy good. I haven't been boarding it in as much these days, so I took it out for a little bit, but I put it back in for this league. Last 2 cards are the weird cards pile. Feed the Swarm is here for Leyline to Sanctity. There's a few decks running around that run Leyline, and Codex Shredder can't attack my opponent through a Leyline to Sanctity. It also gets boarded in as extra spot removal against like Death Shadow. It hits Static Prison really well. It can hit Urza Saga if you need it to, and you don't lose any life. Things like that. And then lastly, Emrakul. I have played 3 mill decks in the past 2 days of playing, like the past 8 games or so. The matchup is abysmal. I didn't have Emrakul in the board because I thought people were not going to be running blue-black mill. My understanding was that the win rate wasn't very good right now. But either I'm wrong or mill players are stubborn because they're still playing the deck. Maybe this just means I'm bad and my elo's tanked and I'm just playing against other bad players too. But either way, Emrakul is in the sideboard now. I'm going to stop recording now and get some water because I totally forgot to do that. And then when I come back, I'll smash cut into game 1. Hello, MTGO in the editing booth here, just giving a little disclaimer that especially on matches 4 and 5, I had reached mental exhaustion and I was making a lot of misplays that I wasn't catching, or that in recording I was diagnosing the problems incorrectly. So if you see misplays or if you see me rambling on about how I could have done something better and you do the math yourself and it doesn't make any sense, that's why. I'm not going to go through and catalog everything because my editing skills are still pretty bad and that would take me even longer to chop this up than it already has. This was recorded 4 or 5 days ago, I think. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave them in. If you see any mistakes, then feel free to call them out in the comments. All right, back to video. Okay, game 1. Got the play. This is a 1-land hand with only Urza Saga. The Baubles are redraw, but that's not enough. I need to mull that. Okay. This has an Ensnaring Bridge. This has half of a Lantern Lock. I'm not super excited about the Flute here, but I have Urza Saga and Preordain's a redraw. I think I keep these 6, and I'm going to bottom the Flute. So we get to test out Preordain on turn 1. Gonna fetch for an island. And there's a Lantern on top. I'm gonna bottom the Thoughtseize. I have no way of casting it right now. Pass the turn. Agadeem is not a good sign. Grief. Okay, so they're probably doing a turn 1 scam. They have to take the Surgical here if they're scamming, though, because otherwise I'll Surgical the Grief. It's still not great, though. So either we keep the Lantern Lock here, or we keep the Bridge. That's how this is going. Yeah, so they start by taking Surgical. Malakir Rebirth, sure. Yep, you get it back. Brief goes again. They took the Lantern. That's interesting. Alright, they're a Lantern fan. That always makes my life better. We drew a second Mill Rock in the form of Codex Shredder. I love how polarizing Lantern is. Like, some people absolutely love the deck list, and some people will not talk to you at all, and then they'll fume at the end of the game. Okay, I think I can mill them. So I'm just gonna fill up their graveyard. Oh, they're running white mana. That's a Witch Enchanter. Oh, this is Charbelcher. Okay, alright. I was wondering about the Fellmire here, but okay. Yeah, cat's out of the bag indeed, yeah. I agree, opponent. Ooh, okay, so no land is not good, but if I hit a land by next turn... Oh, I could... No, I need a land. I was gonna say, I can Surgical them. I could Surgical their Charbelcher if I draw this next turn, but Urza Saga sacrifices next turn. Which means that I won't have a third land for a hot minute. Unless I draw it next turn. Exile target player. Okay, Boggart Trawler is on the table. That's fine. They exile their own graveyard. Oh, to protect against Surgical. That's smart. Little did they know that I actually am going to mill the Surgical. For a Glimmer Void. Perfect. Okay. I think I'm happy with them drawing that Solar Transformer. Alright, I'll tap for a colorless with the Saga. I already have 2 Mill Rocks and a Lantern. I think I Pithing Needle to Charbelcher. Play Glimmer Void and slam a bridge. Cool. So their board state's irrelevant. Yep, you can have that. I'll just start skipping to end step at this point. I don't want to draw my own Whir. I can sit on a bridge for a turn. They have 3 power creatures. Having 1 card in hand isn't going to make this bridge any worse. Pass the turn. We're drawing an Urza Saga next turn. That's great. They're drawing a Talisman. They don't have a lot of relevant draws right now. Ooh, what are they tapping for? Oh, the Talisman. That's fine. I would like to draw that Urza Saga. I'll tap for the second Ensnaring Bridge. So, how do they win from here? They're not running blue mana, so I don't think they're on a Thassa's Oracle list. Alright, that's a Goblin Charbelcher. I don't care about that because I still have the Pithing Needle. I'll draw this Preordain. I kind of want a Thoughtseize just to confirm that there's nothing going on in their hand. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Oh. Perfect. Exactly what I needed. Do they have... They have Beseech the Mirror. I don't care about Pact of Negation. Cool. I think we got the game locked up. I just need to not lose on time. I think we can start aggro milling as well. Okay. I will find... I guess I'll run out of Graph Diggers. I'm not really sure what they can do this game, but we'll just make sure that they can't do anything else. I'm keeping up on clock. That's good. Yeah, I'm going to skip ahead in the video here, probably in editing. This is just going to be me milling them slowly until they concede. Play Shredder. Auto pass. This is my Zen. I don't like how this Codex Shredder is all the way on the wrong side of the board, though. Alright. So they ran Beseech. So Ashiok is interesting here. So that's kind of cool. They're like black-white scam on Charbelcher. It's a neat combination. Soulless Jailer does stop Beseech casting. I think. I don't think it cares if it's face up or face down exile. I know there's some weird rules interactions because for things like non-creature spells, because face down permanents, you can't check the typing, or the rules can't check the typing. I don't think that I hunt Soulless Jailer anyways, or I don't think I add this to the deck. They're combo lists, so they're likely to add Leyline of Sanctities. They even run white mana, so they can cast it normally. So I think I bring in Feed the Swarm. I don't think they have graveyard interaction. They don't have creature abilities. They have some ETBs, but they're like not. Actually, they have the Witch Enchanter that blows up artifacts and enchantments. I need to bring this in. I don't think there's any artifact or instance of sorcery. Well, no, I think I board in the Brutality. It's a removal spell, and it hits the Beseech the Mirrors. What's coming out? Vexing Bauble stays. The Cookbook comes out. I didn't see any reanimating stuff, so Graph Diggers can come out. I'm boarding. I kind of like the Preordains. Maybe I board out 2 Baubles. 3 Baubles. All good there. We'll try this. Okay. This is a 1-land hand. This doesn't tap for any or either of these discard spells. If there's a second land here, I might be more tempted to keep this, but even then, this is kind of a weak hand. Charbelcher's a 4-drop. Inquisition's going to be kind of rough here. Ooh, alright. This, I can't Thoughtseize turn 1. I have to Thoughtseize on turn 2. If they blow up my Codex Shredder, I lose my land. We're going to 5. Alright, this has 2 lands in it. So turn 2, I'm looking at either going Thoughtseize or going Bauble Bell. Needle is good against the... Maybe I go like this. This is my 5, I think. Ghoul Colors, Bell, Needle, and Thoughtseize. Bell is half of the Lantern combo. Needle answers the Charbelcher directly. Thoughtseize slows them down, and I can't cast Whir anytime soon. And Bauble's just a redraw. I like this. If they have Grief, this is going to be a tough turn. But, okay. Phew. Oh, they have it anyway. They're just not going to scam it. That's fine. I'm a little upset. They probably take the Needle. Oh, no, they could take Thoughtseize if they're combo. Okay, so they have some interaction probably for the Needle. Brutality's an okay hit, I think. I'll run out the River of Tears to start, and the Bell, I guess? It's probably more correct to run out the Needle on turn 1, but I think I could Blind Mill them. I have Surgicals in the deck still. Oh, I lost a Disruptor Flute. That's unfortunate. Ooh, Thoughtseize is really nice to have. So I need to play the land first, because River of Tears does not tap for blue unless, or for black unless I play a land. Okay. They're gonna have a 3rd land with Razor Grass Ambush. Witch Enchanter's a 4-drop. Static Prison is a... So I think what I do is that I take the Charbelcher, and then I slam Needle and name Charbelcher again. If they Static Prison, they need energy to keep that going. They do run the Solar Transformer. I'll try it like this. I'm going to stop at end step. I'll keep blind milling them. Here, I'll put up the cards on the side here. They just played the Razor Grass. So they have a Static Prison and a Witch Enchanter. Oh, I just milled my own Lantern. This Brutality doesn't do anything, unfortunately. I'm just going to play Watery Grave tapped and pass. Skip to end step. Oh, they played the Witch Enchanter. Oh, did they hit a Charbelcher? Oh, no. That's bad. Okay. Well, we know they have a Static Prison in hand, so we need a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition. That's not going to do it. Okay, well, I'll make them combo once at least, because I want to see what's in their deck. I wish I could Mycosynth Gardens targeting this needle, but it's not going to do anything against them. They have 47 cards in library. I'm going to take 47 damage, so the brutality gaining me 2 life isn't going to matter at all. Yeah, alright. No fear. They just run out static prison immediately, targeting the pithing needle. It makes sense. Yep, Charbelcher. Let's see what they're running. Pensat Prism. That's cool. There's an Iron Crag feat in here. Oh, they're so they can beseech the mirror for the Iron Crag. Get 7 mana and then Charbelcher right away. That's really cool. That's a cool interaction. They also run a one of Culling Ritual. What does that do again? Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less, and then you get to add mana. I see 2 Leyline of Sanctities. 3 Leyline of Sanctities. Okay. I did not spell that right. Alright, let's check the sideboard. So they have Beseech the Mirror. They do not care about their graveyard, it looks like. Vexing Bauble does matter for Beseech the Mirror lines as well. So Vexing Bauble absolutely stays in. I might be able to trim a bridge. I don't think this game's going to come down to combat damage, and they can kind of run me over, but that's not what this game is about. I think they're Charbelcher first and foremost. They just have like a regular game plan going on too, and I have Whir of Inventions here too to pad for these ensnaring bridges. So I'm gonna give this a go. All right, I will take the play. This is a 5-land hand. It does have Saga, Thoughtseize, and Bridge. I don't know if that's good enough. So they turn 1 Grief, take either my Thoughtseize or my Bridge, and then I already am just stuffed with lands. If I draw another land, I'm gonna feel so bad. Do I keep this? I think I follow my gut. I don't think I keep this. Like, Saga is very strong, but I need more ways to attack them. I want to turn 1 Saga, but I also want the tokens. Like, I just... as much as I appreciate triple Thoughtseize and automatic Lantern Lock, I don't think that I can keep a no-lander. I'm going to 5 again. Alright, Urza Saga, a Lantern, feed the Swarmancer's Leyline of Sanctity. Maybe I keep like this, just bottom these 2 lands. Keep 2 lands, Lantern, feed the Swarm, and Bauble as a redraw. I don't love it, but it's a hand. I'm gonna crack this on their upkeep. I'll grab a Watery Grave. Oh, they found a Grief. I have a Vexing Bauble, though. That's kind of sick. I was about to say I should crack the Bauble on their upkeep, but that doesn't matter because I can see the top card of their library anyways, so I just need to crack it at some point during their turn. Alright, Thoughtseize. Draw that sick Vexing Bauble. And another Lantern, sure. And another Urza Saga on top of the library. Why not? So, we stop their Grief, but... or them from pitch casting their Grief, but I don't have a hand anyway, so the Vexing Bauble doesn't really matter. It still stops Beseech, though, so I'm still happy that I have it. And Urza Saga will be able to make a Construct token this turn. Ooh, Surgical's on top of the library. There's nothing relevant in their graveyard right now, but that's still good to have on hand. They're at 15. Next turn I can tutor a Pithing Needle. They do have a Witch Enchanter in hand that I need to be worried about. I'll make a Saga token. Oh, that's a 4/4. It's going to be a 6/6 this turn. I don't really care how I stack these. Make a token. I will grab a Pithing Needle, naming Goblin Charbelcher. I will hit you for 6 damage, which is actually a lot of damage. So, clock has been presented. On the downside, I cannot make another token. This Urza Saga, I don't have a 3rd land to tap next turn to make a construct before the Saga has to sacrifice itself. They just drew a Fell the Profane, right? So they have destroy target creature or planeswalker, but they're gonna have to shock or bolt in a land to do that. What shenanigans is going on? Were they gonna pitch cast the Grief and forgot about the Vexing Bauble? Is that what happened there? Oh, or did they have Beseech in hand? Are they just... Oh, okay. Witch Enchanter is going to blow up a construct, chump block another construct. That's my assumption here. Yes, okay. That's allowed. Float mana. What am I looking for? I think they don't have a way to cast their Culling Ritual as long as the Vexing Bubble's on the table. So I think I grab another Pithing Needle. I don't need to Lantern lock them. I have like 2 different ways to make them shuffle without sacking all of my lanterns. So I think I just grab another Pithing Needle. Just double down on Goblin Charbelcher. I'll play my land. Attack for 6. They have to block. Now I need to think, if they have Static Prison, this game goes longer. If they have Witch Enchanter in their hand, I can... Here. I'm going to yield until their draw step. I think I want to hit the Witch Enchanter. Because if they have another one in hand, then they can blow up the construct, and then they have a clock against me. Oh, they do have a Static Prison. Oh, they have a Leyline of Sanctity in hand, too. Huh. Okay. Well, I'll screenshot the list really quickly. So they have Static Prison. Yep. That's going to hit my construct. Yep. Alright, so we're not done. This game continues. I want a Mill Rock, so I think I cracked this Polluted Delta. Hey, Mill Rock. Okay, they have no creatures in hand right now, so Glasswing Grace doesn't do anything. They probably just sack the prison. Oh, they paid an energy for some reason. Yep, Charbelcher is going to stick on the table. That's okay. I'm not going to crack the Vexing Bauble. I know this doesn't do anything, but it's never going to do anything. I just need to keep my hand as empty as possible. Alright, the game has slowed down quite a bit. I already casted my Feed the Swarm too, so it's going to be a very long time before that Leyline goes away. I'm going to keep my Ensnaring Bridge. Spellskite I don't want. Oh, no, that redirects a Charbelcher hit. But that only buys me 1 turn. Yeah, okay, they sacked this prison this time. That makes sense. Do I want to mill? Not really. Yeah, I do. I don't want my Spellskite. They're going to cast the Grief, take my Ensnaring Bridge. I need to hit a land. I'm going to try and shuffle. That's a land. Okay. Yeah, I don't need to crack the bauble still. I'll just draw this Urza Saga, play out the bridge. Now I'm looking for a Pyxis of Pandemonium. Yep. They're just going to run out Grief. That's fine. I'll pass to them. They're drawing a Talisman, which doesn't matter. The Mycosynth Gardens here is very important because I can copy a Ghoul Color spell. So I do not want to mill that. We'll make a construct while I'm here. You know, I guess maybe I shouldn't have ran out the bridge because I have the Saga now. Maybe that was a mistake. I think I can fix that later. Grab a Pyxis. I have an Otawara in the deck that I can always cast on my own bridge if I just want to whack him. Alright, they wanted the deck list. I'm going to grab it for them. Alright. That dude was a bro. I appreciate it. It's always good seeing friendly people. But we're up 1-0. I might have messed up in game 2. That's something I'll want to check. I'm very glad that I named Pithing Needle, or I named Charbelcher, or like I fetched a Pithing Needle instead of trying to fetch for the Lantern Lock, because they had the Charbelcher. I think game 3, maybe it was incorrect for me to slam the bridge because I knew I had an Urza Saga. They had an empty board and they were at 6 life. I think that's probably the misplay that I want to reevaluate next time. All right, time for game 2. Ooh, that was fast. All right, we got the play. Let's take a look at the starting hand. It's got 2 lands. That's a good optimal number of lands. I like that. Thoughtseize, Disruptor Flute. I think Saga plus Thoughtseize means that we're going to be able to string a game together. The fact that we have some good fillers, okay. It's like a mediocre keep, but a keep nonetheless. Let's see what our opponent's on with this Thoughtseize. More mono black. Okay, this is a sacrifice build though. This is a shambling ghast. Can sack it to create a treasure. Okay. So I take the grief here. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what else I would take, honestly. Do I let them draw a card? I don't think this is a combo matchup. So I think I'm just happy taking away their grief with this surgical. I want to see what they're on. They have 1 rings. Okay, that's good to know. So they top decked another land, looks like. Oh, I almost just clicked through without taking the griefs. Okay. Carry on, sir. Do Urza Saga. So I don't really want a Thoughtseize here. I don't really want a Disruptor Flute this turn. I think I'm just gonna lead on a Preordain. I don't need more hand disruption. I kind of want to land. There we go. That's good. I'll just run out of Pixis. So it looks like my opponent is just on mono black mid-range. Looking through their deck list, they have Liliana the Veils, they have Orcish Bowmasters, they have a Turok, they have 3 Shuldrits. That one's important. So Cookbook is going to matter in this matchup. So that means I definitely don't want to blind Pixis. My Saga tokens are going to get bigger than theirs. Wait, did they not play a land? Oh, no, it's turn 3. I went first. Yeah, never mind. We're good. Yeah, so I'm just going to pass. They're going to get some tokens too, but I can always Disruptor Flute, name Urza Saga after my first one goes away. I can't block the Shambling Ghast because I'll have a 2/2 construct. They'll give it -1/-1 and it will die. This step, I'm going to make a construct. They're going to make their own in response. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Let's see what the top deck is here. I think I'm going to grab a Lantern with this Urza Saga. They're about to draw a Douthie Voidwalker. I think I'm going to lead on Pixis, see what's on the top of their library. 3rd Urza Saga. What are they tutoring with this saga? They have a Pithing Needle and a Shadow Spear. That's all they have. Okay. Pithing Needle might name Pixis. I'm okay with that. They have 5 cards in hand. I've seen 3 of them. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna Thoughtseize. What you got? Another Voidwalker. Okay. So you have 2 Urza Sagas in hand, huh? Let's do some beats. So their constructs are going to become 3/3s. Next turn I can Disruptor Flute. I have Goldfish Brain. I forgot what they just drew. Pithing Needle is going to name... Cool, they named Pixis. That's actually really good for us. That does mean the Lantern Lock is gone for now, but I'll live. I don't really like drawing the Surgical. Yeah, Ghoul Color Spell. Sick. Alright. I'm just gonna run this out right now. Urza Saga. This card is not going to get any better over the course of this game. It's only going to get worse. Sure. I will pass to them. I will not attack into that Shambling Ghast for no reason. Fatal Push feels a little bad. I'm running behind on time. I need to stop yapping. This game isn't over yet. They still have the ability to draw the 1 ring. That Castle Lockthwain will help him draw extra cards as well. Yeah, I don't know why my opponent would attack here. That seems like a mistake. Oh, they don't agree. What could they possibly have? I'm looking through their deck list right now. They could have a single Bowmasters, but I know what's in their hand. I'm about to get blown out. I don't know. Sure, you get a treasure token. You have 4/4s. I have 5/5s. You can't make a token. I see. Okay. I don't really care about any of these. I guess I'll take your Shambling Ghast. So they're trying to draw that Fatal Push so that all the constructs cancel out. Okay. Dismiss this. We're going to draw Bowmasters. Cool. Actually, that's not cool. They can ping one of these constructs, it dies, and then the other one dies to state-based actions. No. This game ends a lot quicker if they don't find something to do here. What? What just happened? Huh? Oh, I cracked my lantern. It shrunk my tokens. Oh, I'm so silly. Oh. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Now I'm behind. I tried to get too cute. Yeah, that was bad. Okay. Saga's gonna look for a Shadow Spear. I'm looking for a bridge and a lantern right now. Quickly. Good news is that Whir of Invention for 3 is online. This Urza Saga is just a worse land. They have Sheoldreds in the deck and One Ring as well. There's a lot of things they could be looking for right now that I can't answer properly. That's not a card I want to see. Okay, so I punted this game, I think. I should have just let the constructs trade out. Making them shuffle away the Fatal Push is fine, but then the Bowmasters... How did they draw that card again? Oh, they drew with Castle Lockthwain. Okay, so that was a line I could have avoided. I could have, like, double-blocked a construct or something. Yeah, so I should have... When the Bowmaster was revealed, I should have just let the Bowmaster happen. At least the guy doesn't seem too beat up over playing against Lantern Control. I'll take it. That happens. That's kind of brutal. So my opponent is not on Necro Dominance. They are on Sheoldred, so Cookbook needs to stay in. They are running the Scam package, so I might run Graph Diggers. I don't know if I like Graph Diggers. If it's only stopping Scam, I don't think that's very good. What can come in? They have some ETB effects. They have Grief, but Grief likes having Torpor Orb on the table because it's a 0-mana 3/2. They have a bunch of, or they have Douthie Voidwalkers that would be nice to hit with these Fatal Pushes. Do they have ways to... They do run Urza Saga, so Ashiok has some text. They don't really care about their graveyard, though. The thing I'm most scared of is their Sheoldred and the One Ring. Maybe just run some graveyard hate. I can leave in the cage. I'll just take out... Preordain's a draw a card effect. So it's worse versus Bowmasters. I don't really care about their targeted removal, so Spellskite can come out. Maybe a Bobble. Try it like that. This has no lock pieces. It has a Whir, but it only has one artifact to fuel it. That second Whir is pretty not great. I think I shipped this. I think that hand's a trap. This hand is better. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Talisman. Then I'm guaranteed to hit bridge as long as my hand isn't disrupted along the way. I can bottom the Ghoul Color spell. Yeah, I think they got a little bit lucky. If I didn't crack the Lantern, I think they'd still have a slight edge. Because I cracked the Lantern, though, that lost me the game. That was silly of me. Wow, they got the Scam hand again. And One Ring and Liliana. Oof. Yikes. I'll take the most immediate threat, but... hot damn, is that an issue? Okay, play Takenuma. I assume they pass. Oh, I left in surgicals. I don't know if I should leave in surgicals here. Actually, no, no, I'm on the play. If I'm on the draw, maybe I leave in the surgicals, because if they do scam me, then I can surgical in response to their, or it forces them to... Nah, that's not a good enough reason. I think I board out the surgicals. I think that was a mistake not to. Okay, run out a talisman, run out a codex shredder. Pass the turn. And it looks like it is safe to mill them, and they have Saga one-ofs, so it would actually be good for me to start milling them. Alright, I can dump my entire hand on the table. Your go. Aw, they hit the land for Liliana. Okay. Make the mill. Okay. Don't like that. They spiked the land. Okay, so there's multiple pithing needle targets on the table. I'm in danger. Alright, I think I crack for deck thinning. I have 2 mill rocks if I top deck a lantern, so I get looks at cards already. Oh, they have protection from everything. Right, okay, that's fine. Second bridge is not very good, but I'll play it. If I don't play it, it's gone anyway. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, so they can... at least they can't attack, so that's a 7-turn clock, or 8-turn clock. So I think the most immediate threat is Liliana, which they might crack right away. This is bad. I need a whir or a pithing needle right now. I'll need a cookbook in the next few turns. I feel like this is normally a good matchup, though. Like, the One Ring is scary. Urza Saga grabbing Needle is annoying. Getting scammed is annoying, but that's it. Like, in Childred is something you need to leave the cookbook in for. Normally, that would be like an Assassin's Trophy target, but in this list, I don't have those. I don't have targeted removal, so it is what it is. Wonder what they're thinking about. Must have had to go AFK for a moment. Okay, we're back. Opponent's client crashed. They have a pithing needle. I don't want them to have that pithing needle. You can have that. Yep, you're gaining lots of life today. Yep, I'll yield to those. The life loss ones I don't think I auto-yield through, just in case I need to hold up a cookbook or something, or a food token or something weird. They're just gonna ult Liliana right away. That's a problem. Lands or spells pile? Choose a pile to sacrifice. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm gonna choose pile 1. I can fish for lands. I just need a land and a needle. Choose the one to sacrifice. So I want to sacrifice that. Yep, alright. Let's go. That's a grief. Yep. You can look at my not hand. Let's look for a land. Do I want them to have Urza Saga? I know the Pithing Needle's already gone, so I don't really care. That is a land. It's not a great land, but it's a land. It does eventually turn into a Pithing Needle, actually, so I think I'm not gonna be too upset here. A lot has to go right in this game for me to win. Shambling Ass, Turok, Urza Saga. I don't care about Turok. I don't care about Saga. I don't care about any of those. This ring isn't finding a whole lot of relevant stuff, and in fact... Oh, they're at 36 life, just kidding. I was about to say, this is a clock. It's not a clock. What answers do they have to the lock, actually? Their Pithing Needle's gone. Can I just let the One Ring hang out? And I'm just digging for needles? Or a cookbook for Childred, and then maybe like a needle for the next Liliana. Well, I'm gonna need lands for the cookbook as well, but... I need to pay mana to draw cards with the Soul Guide Lanterns, so I'm not going to keep that. It's weird how this game isn't over. I had to sacrifice my entire mana base. Don't want that Inquisition. Land is mediocre, but fine. They're going to wish they're a Thoracle deck pretty soon with the number of cards they're drawing off this ring. I don't care about any of those draws. They have 13 cards in hand. That Bowmasters turns that shouldered 5-turn clock into a 4-turn clock. I should note as well that I really don't want to draw this Fatal Push. Oh, that's kind of cool. They cast Not Dead After All on their Orcish Bowmasters. And then they sacked it for the with the Phyrexian Tower. And they got an extra ping trigger off of it. I don't know if it was necessarily the right thing to do, but that's what they did. So they have a One Ring on top of their library. I don't want them to have that, so I'm going to pick this first. I don't even know if they would want another One Ring at this point, because they have Shieldred on the table. They just go life positive every time they draw cards with the One Ring. You know, at this point, I'm going to keep the Saga. So this Saga is going to grab the Cookbook. This Saga is going to grab the Pithing Needle. Oh, they can't draw at instant speed, right? Let's make a mill at Liliana right now. Okay. Yes, mana loss warning. That's fine. So, I can offset the life cost, or the Shieldred now. Once I get a Pithing Needle for Liliana, they have no way of getting rid of it. They're just going to try and get some value off of their Orcish Bowmasters Not Dead After All interaction. It's understandable. I don't think they drew into another Not Dead After All. I'm not actually sure. I'm just going to close the Revealed Cards tab. It's not going to be helpful for me to keep track of what's in their hand anymore. My plan is pretty set in stone here. So unless they get me to 1 life, I don't think it matters what they do. Because next turn I'm going to discard this Lantern that I draw. They get to discard cards. What a wild game this is. I'm going to do this all in response to the trigger. Yep, make a food. I just want to do this with a little bit of life on the stack. Okay, that's fine. Gonna lose 2. There's 53 life. That's insane. I don't even think the Lantern lock matters at this point. Like, I might be able to pick off a Liliana here and there, but yeah, they just draw 6 cards right now. They're clicking through all of these one at a time for some reason, too. That's losing them valuable time. This is game 2. That might be relevant. Okay, did they get me to 1? I see 3 Bowmasters on the table. Do they have a 4th one? Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to take 2 to the Shieldred, and then I gain 3 off the Cookbook anyway. Do I get there? Do I survive through the Liliana Ultimate because their deck just can't answer Ensnaring Bridge? Okay, I lose a life from the Wicked roll. Do they have one more way of dealing damage? No, they're... Oh, this is nerve-wracking, though. Okay. They have 8 cards in library. I'm thinking really hard here. They have to discard some cards. How many Lilianas do they run again? Oh, they only run 2. We've seen both the Lilianas. Okay, I need to make the food. There's a land on top of the library. That is awesome. Oh, but I have to pay a life for it. Yeah, draw a card. That's fine. I go to 2. I get to look for something. What do I grab here? I don't know what to grab. I guess I just grab an extra mill rock so that I can hit... Oh, I can't hit a land next turn because the Saga's gonna die. So I just lose here? Is that how the cookie crumbles? Is the game over? Oh, that's so sad. No way. Damn, this next Urza Saga, if this was a regular land, I think I would have won this game. So brutal. So brutal. Nile Spellbomb draws a card, Mishra's Bauble draws a card. We all draw cards. I get pinged by Bowmasters that way. None of them draw cards this turn. Aw, that's so sad. Okay, I guess we have to make them see the line. So I'm just gonna Pithing Needle. I'm gonna name Douthie. No wait, I can name. Yeah, I'll name Douthie. I want them to draw extra cards. I don't want to name the One Ring. Do they see it? They probably see it. Like, it's pretty apparent that I have a single River of Tears. Oh, and I let them draw the Not Dead after all, so they can loop a Bowmasters here as well. Yeah, they're gonna stick around. What a tragedy. Yep, I go to 1. I almost stabilized here. Oh, that makes me so sad. Okay. Okay, game 3. Let's go. I have been thinking that maybe the deck wants a little bit of reach against, or like splashing a third color so that you can run Assassin's Trophy or Nature's Claims. You would need to change the mana base quite a bit, and I really don't want to add a second shock land, so it would probably be a Glimmer Void mana base, which was kind of sketch. But let's take a look at the hand that we got here. So we're on the draw to start with. So the odds that we hit a second land are higher. We don't have a Bauble plus Millrock to get us a card deeper, but we do have this Preordain, which can find some lands. It does mean that, well, we can turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Preordain, hit a land, and then play another 1-drop. This hand's a little weak, but I'm down for it. Give it a shot. Hall of Storm Giants. And Tamiyo. Okay, so we're playing against control. Lead on Thoughtseize. Tune the Narrative, Spell Snare, Flame of Enor. Spell Snare only will hit the Spell Skite, which I think is fine. Tune draws a card. Flame of Enor does a lot. So Flame has to go. In fact, if I hit Surgical on Flame of Enor, that would make me very happy. This is my first time playing Lantern against Tamiyo. Fun fact. For some reason, I haven't done that yet. I'll get to see the headache that other folks have been dealing with. Spiked the land. That's a big deal. I think I'm going to take a turn off of Inquisition. Maybe I should have preordained first. Because if I had an Urza Saga, I would have liked to play that this turn. Oh. We'll slam a Lantern now. They're less likely to interact with it with 1 mana up. Cool. I don't know if Grafdigger's Cage is worth it. It's my opponent. What does Tamiyo's backside do? Return instant or sorcery from graveyard to your hand. Yeah, you don't care about that. What did they just... They just drew a Subtlety. There's a Snapcaster on the top of their library. I'm going to be stuck on 2 lands this turn, which isn't great. I'm going to lead on a Codex Shredder. You know what would be very funny is if they cast Invert Polarity on this. I don't care about anything in my hand, so if they invert Polarity on this Inquisition, that's probably fine. I don't like this. Grafdigger's Cage answers Snapcaster Mage, actually. That's important. Okay, so, yeah, I should have thought about that a bit more. If they win the flip here, they can take Grafdigger's Cage out of my hand. Did they gain control? Yeah, they did gain control. Alright, so they can take the Grafdiggers. Well, I can make them mill Snapcaster Mage now. Their ability to draw cards is going to be so annoying. Like, next turn, if they hit a land... If they top deck a land, they can flip Tamiyo. Yeah, they took Grafdiggers. Okay. I'm going to do this now. I don't want them to have Snap. Galvanic Discharge is fine. You can have that one. I'm not too excited to draw this Mishra's Bauble. Oh, I just missed what they drew. What did they just draw? Alright, Tamiyo's flipping. So I need a needle. There's another Snapcaster Mage on top of their library. I think I draw this bauble. I want to Shredder them right now. I want to see what they're doing. Surgical is interesting. I can Surgical Flame of Anor. They probably run bolts because they're running straight blue-red. It's going to be important to keep in mind. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to spam some mill rocks. I'm going to crack the bauble. I'm going to make them counter it on upkeep. Or actually, I can hold them on draw step. Yeah. Do this on Flame of Anor. Yeah, there's the lightning bolts on top of their library. So they can absolutely dig for an answer. I think they're evaluating whether or not that makes any sense. They have Tidebinders. That's good to know. Tidebinders nullify my mana rocks if they target them. Okay, no more Flame of Anors. So if I manage to stick a bridge, this Pithing Needle is really nice. They don't have anything that can counter it in hand, so I can needle this Tamio. They do have a subtlety though. The subtlety is an actual combat damage clock that they're going to be holding up this turn. So I will need to find a third land, and I will need to find an ensnaring bridge. Oh, okay. Never mind. They're going to have a counterspell. Does that mean that I want Tammy, or does that mean that I want Pithing Needle? If it's going to get countered anyways. I don't think so. I think I will mill myself. Looking through their deck list, they win through combat damage. Okay, there's a land. It might be correct to just mill over this. There's Whir. Okay. Yeah, plus Tamio. I think I cast Whir anyways just to fight through their permission. Yeah, I'm hunting for Ensnaring Bridge. That was aggressive. Did they draw a counterspell and I wasn't aware? No. Okay. I think that was reckless of them. I don't think they wanted to do that. Being able to cast Whir at instant speed matters a lot in the control matchup for moments like that where your opponent finally says, I need to take a risk, taps out. So I guess I should note as well that they are running Sink into Stupor. They're running one Sink into Stupor. So if they ultimate this Tamio, and it's in the top half of their deck, then I'm not out of the woods yet. They don't run out Spellskite. They probably Spell Snare it. Or Galvanic Discharges. That's also fine. Sure. You may Galvanic Discharge. Poor Spellskite. He didn't deserve it. Little guy. Okay. I'd probably bin Force. I don't know if it's correct to, like, dig into their library aggressively to look for that Sink into Stupor. Because it helps them look deeper in their library as well. They don't have counter magic. I can still look for a needle. That's what I should be doing. Ooh, Otawara also works. Because I can bounce their Tamio. Can reset the Tamio. Boing. This buys me a few turns. I'm trying to think if I let them have counterspell. I don't think so. Because if I naturally draw a Pithing Needle, I want to be able to cast it. I don't like Tidebinder either. I don't think I care as much about Tidebinder. Maybe that's a mistake. But they will have clue tokens in a moment here. I don't think I fight over this. They can have it. I care about it, but I don't care about it that bad. It doesn't stop Pithing Needle. I did forget that I've been letting them draw two in the narratives as well. Okay, so yeah, they're just going to disable the Codex Shredder. I don't like it, but it's okay. We are probably going to fight over this Force of Negation. Urza Saga is a great draw. However, if they hit another Tidebinder, then they can still stop the Saga Tutor trigger. That's a problem. Okay, another Tamio. They can have multiples of Tamio. Although I suppose if they flip over one Tameo, then that means that they can have both sides. Yeah, maybe I should have milled it, actually. That might have been a mistake. Yeah, you can draw the Stern Scolding. Not sure why they want to... Oh, they're trying to flip Tameo again. I see. Yep, now you get to cast your other half. Now you get to have both sides. That's a problem. I probably should have started with the Ghoul Color spell. Okay. Let's go digging. They're gonna try and steal my my cantrip. They won the flip. Oh, they do get to draw a card. So we're looking to avoid Tidebinder. They do have an Odawara, I just noticed. That's also an issue. Okay, this game isn't over. They still have answers to things. I only have 2 mill rocks, and they're going to start accumulating clues. Like, this is the situation where I wanted the Karn that I was testing like, yesterday. Was for Tameo being flipped over. We're in a grindy game, and Tameo is just going to draw shit tons of cards. This is the ideal. This is the exact type of thing that I'm trying to avoid. I'm going to put bolts in their hand. Do I want the cookbook? I think I want the cookbook. I don't think I want the cookbook. I regret my choices. I also didn't make a token with the last turn. That's suboptimal. A pithing needle. Name Tameo, seasoned scholar. Yeah, so we're still not out of the woods. I still need to find a sink into stupor and an Odawara in my opponent's deck. They're gonna get a lot of looks. I'm gonna kill it. No, my token. Yeah, they killed it. I guess I'll keep the bauble. Like, it's gonna draw me cards next turn. I am ahead on time as well. So even if I lose this first game, that's gonna be helpful for me. I just need to make sure that my opponent is going slower than I am. Okay. More clock. Or more, let me rephrase that. They have a faster damage clock once the bridge is gone. I guess I should have cracked the bauble on my own turn. I could just discard this Dark Slick Shores and gain 3 life from the Underworld Cookbook. I don't think that's going to pose a significant issue. But, you know, could have done that better. I'm going to try and make him crack some clues. Oh shit, there's the Odawara. That was reckless on my part. Okay, that's bad. I was reckless. I need to make them shuffle. How many lanterns do I have left? Not many. Can they hit me? They have 9 damage plus the Hall of the Storm Giant. Yeah, that's enough to kill me. I have to make them shuffle. They have two more clues. So, yeah. Oops. Okay. I guess I can F6 just to give him some, or, yes, F6. I guess I could just F6 so that they, waste more of their clock. Another Tameo legend ruled itself. I guess I'm supposed to let them have that card, actually, because I could have looked for another bridge. Just because they bounce one Odawara doesn't mean that they bounce the other one. That's my bad. I think I overreacted. I need to move this revealed cards thingy. It needs to go. This board gets so wide. Is there a way for me to, like, stick this on the side of the table? Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm just dead. Whack me. Come at me. Okay. They do care about the graveyard a little bit, so I'm going to stick these here for now. Ashiok, they don't really search their library that much. We haven't fought any Nadu at all. Like, Ashiok's supposed to be like the Silver Bullet versus Yogg and like Amulet and stuff like that, and I haven't seen any of it really. I didn't see any of it really last league either. The the Torpor Orb shuts off Snapcasters. I don't think that's worth it. Soulless Jailer also does that. And it's a well, if it's a creature, I guess. So they probably board out the galvanic discharges. Like they saw like there's a spell skite, but like that's not. I don't think that's enough of a reason for them to keep those in. Collective Brutality is very good. I think I take out Ashiok. I'm less sold on Ashiok. Fatal Pushes probably come in for the Tamios. I think the cookbook can go. I think they don't have any free, or they have some force of negations, so maybe Vexing Bauble stays in. I don't need a lot of reasons to keep the Vexing Bauble in because I can just crack it. Spell Skite blocks against Flame of Anort. I don't need to go as fast, so I can probably cut the Talisman. What Pithing Needle targets do they have? They have Tamio, they have Otawara. And that's it. But Tamio's a big one. Maybe I do that? I don't know if I like this, but that's how we roll. Okay, no hand interaction is going to make this a tough time. I have no way to dig through the library. But I can slam a Grafdigger's... Oh, no, Grafdigger's doesn't matter early. I do have the bridge on turn 3, but they almost certainly have a way to interact with that. I don't know how I feel about this one. I think I ship it. I think there's an argument to be made where you're supposed to keep that. I don't think I like it enough, though. Urza Saga's interesting. I think Urza Saga is stronger in this matchup. They do get to bolt it early, and they do have the galvanic discharges for it, but they probably boarded some of the discharges out. I can just bottom this swamp. I got like turn 1 Inquisition. Actually, I could just turn 1 Cage, turn 2 Inquisition. No, I need to cast one of the colored spells. This hand has a plan. We're keeping it. We'll lead on Inquisition. What 7 were you happy with? I don't care about Unlicensed Hearse. There's 3 counter spells. So they're on a very reactive plan. Very, very spell reactive. So I get next turn to resolve spells, and everything after that is, if they care about it, it's going. Urza Saga is going to be good here. Nile's Spellbomb cycles. But Grafdigger's Cage shuts off their graveyard forever. Actually, hold on. I can preordain first. Second Saga's nice. Codex Shredder's nice too. Cool. Alright, let's go. So I'm pretty heavy on the Saga plan this game. Bin Snapcaster. They are kind of low on lands. That's probably what they're digging for. Like, they're going to be able to hold up. Okay, they did find a third land. Hearse is fine. Hearse is a big creature threat. I guess I shouldn't sell it short. If they get a Snapcaster or a Tidebinder to crew it, then it can do some work. But I am full 100% on the Urza Saga plan here. We're gonna removal check. Now what do I grab with this? I could grab a Pithing Needle and name Unlicensed Hearse if I am going that aggressive. Well, next turn I could cast 2 Codex Shredders, and they may not have the interaction to deal with both of them in the same turn as well. So I could just grab a Lantern. I'm a little hesitant to go all in on this Construct strategy, because they must have kept some interaction in. They at least kept the bolts. That's not enough on its own, but the Flame of Anors are still in there. So if they find a way to blow up both of these constructs or like chump block for a few turns, like this plan gets a lot worse. Well, I do have 4 constructs. I think I grabbed Lantern. That's a Flame of Anor. That sucks. Now, question is, do I make them shuffle that away? Well, if I do that, it's going to be on second main. If they have a land in hand... Oh no, they need a land and a Tameo for Flame of Anor to be both modes. Because they can't draw cards, I think it's fine. They can only kill one creature. I'll let them have it. Oh, I meant to cast the Nile Spellbomb into their counterspell a while back. I didn't mean to run a Shredder in. That's not good. That could be a mistake. Shock Steam Vents. Pass. Interesting. I think I move to combat and see what they do. Okay, they will blow up an artifact. Or they'll blow up the construct. That's fine. This next turn gets interesting. That unlicensed hearse is getting pretty big. I do need to worry about that. This was my turn to resolve some spells as well. So that might have been a mistake for me to go all in on this construct token plan here, especially since I knew that the Tidebinder that they had was on top of the library. Like, they're going to draw it. They're going to hold it up this turn. They can counter my construct. They can counter my tutor, or they can counter me making a construct. If I do both. Then they crew the hearse. The hearse is bigger than either of my creatures. And then I get stonewalled for the rest of the game. They still have double counterspell in hand. It's kind of crazy. So I think I have to draw the bridge. I think I float mana. Oh wait, hold on. If I make a construct token... No, it's only going to be a 5/5. These are only going to be 5/5s. So, no matter what. I want to hold up Fatal Push. Sure. Alright, so they're just going to counter this trigger. I'm okay with that. They still have 2 mana held up. So I'll run out of Spellbomb. And then I'll run out of Codex Shredder. If they don't counterspell either of those, these construct tokens are 6/6s. Well, the hearse can eat 2 more cards and become an 8/8 though. So if they don't counter this Codex Shredder, they could block, or they can... Okay, they are... It looks like they are countering the Codex Shredder. Okay. Never mind. This gets less complicated. This Fatal Push can kill the unlicensed hearse in response to these combats then. Swing in with both. Yeah, if they let that Codex Shredder through, then I can't make this attack anymore. Cool. They saw us draw that Fatal Push too. They must have just forgot. Okay. Alright, that's... I feel a little bad. We won off of a misplay there. Yeah, so they needed to let the Codex Shredder resolve, and then I have 2 6/6s. I'll attack with both of the 6/6s. They crew the unlicensed hearse. Then they can eat 2 cards from the graveyard, and then that unlicensed hearse becomes an 8/8, and then they have counterspell backup. So I can't attack into that. Because I'll be able to get in for like 6 damage. They'll go to 2, and then they stabilize. Or 1 or 2 life, and then I'm just not able to deal the rest of the damage there. Do I have anything for unlicensed hearse? Do I care about unlicensed hearse? I didn't consider that it is a creature. Like, it does whack pretty hard. I don't think there's anything in here for it, though. I think we just run it back. Maybe I run Talisman out. I can turn 1 Urza Saga and make a construct token with the Talisman, but I'm not looking to turn 1. No, never mind. I'm not looking to turn 1 Urza Saga. I still lose out on a construct token if I play it like that. Okay. That was a game. We're both... I'm low on time. Thoughtseize, Urza Saga, Vexing Bauble for backup. I'm good. Alright. We have lots of disruption, and I can be annoying with Urza Saga. I'll run out Thoughtseize first. Tidebinder and Dress Down. I will take the Dress Down. Tidebinder is annoying, though. But Dress Down can kill all of my constructs. At least the Tidebinder only answers one trigger. Collective Brutality is not going to rip anything out of their hands, so I'm just going to dump some mana rocks. I'm going to run out of Pithing Needle. I'll name the back half of Tamio if they don't fetch. Okay. I did kind of want to response check them. With Seasoned Scholar. Hope so. That's what I named. I don't have enough time to go and check. Alright, I can run out Dark Slick Shores. They can counter one of these tokens. I think that's okay. They could have countered the Saga ticking up to 2. I don't know if they were worried about me resolving an Ensnaring Bridge, though. That could be an issue. They're just going to draw 2 cards. Interesting. I'm going to do this right now. I know that some blue-red control lists run a Brotherhood's End. And because they're a control deck, they draw a lot of cards. And especially because they're a 2-color blue-based control deck. They draw a lot of cards. Okay. They clearly have mana, too, for this Tidebinder on the next trigger. I'm gonna do this anyway. Just want to force the Tidebinder on the table. They countered the Tutor. Okay. So that means they might have more spot removal. I will target their Flame of Anor in their graveyard. In case they have... We see they have the mana, so they could have Snap. I don't want them to get extra value out of that. Next turn, I can Collective Brutality and escalate once. I can get rid of this Tidebinder, and I can look at their hand. If they attack, I don't block. They did not attack. Okay. Ooh, I feel bad for getting rid of my Flame of Anor right now. Or, exiling the Flame of Anor. I really want to look at their hand. I don't know if I want to discard any cards here, though. Yeah, I'm actually just going to look at their hand. That's all I'm going to do. Nothing more. Because I can do it again if they counter this. I can do the exact same mode. And if I hit a Flame of Anor, I want to get that out of their hand. I want to surgical that really badly. Okay. Let's do this again. Sink into Stupor and a Snapcaster. That wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be. I don't think I want to strip anything out of their graveyard with the surgical. I think I gotta be patient there. Oh, Vexing Bubble would have countered it. I almost missed that. That Hall of the Storm Giants. 1, 2, 3. They need 6 other mana sources for that. They might be flashing in the Snap. Just so they don't have to worry about the Soul Guide Lantern here. What did they grab? Sink into Stupor? Grab the Sink. Okay. Mycosynth is now that. 5 damage for 5 damage, cracking back and forth. I think I lose that fight, so I pass. I'm behind on time, though. I'm a minute behind, and things are getting pretty hairy. Like, things are going to go long, so I need every minute, every second that I can get out of this clock. And you just need to keep that in mind. Oh, that's a top deck. Can't do anything about that. Okay. Where's good? Draw all the cards. Looking for many bridges. Unfortunately can't grab those. I can Inquisition. Okay. What do I name? Shit. Odawaru's gone, Sink into Stupor's gone. More Tamio. Let's pass through this turn. Needs to be now. May I bridge, sir? Yeah, alright. That was a bit brutal. It's good for me to see... It's good for me to see the blue-red deck in action. Tamiyo is a problem. Tamiyo is definitely something that needs to be addressed. Maybe I go to boarding some of the fatal pushes, or some of the sideboard fatal pushes, putting those in the main board. And then I can figure out, maybe Bloodchief's Thirst comes back in. If Tamiyo is proving to be like a force to be reckoned with, and there's a lot of decks running around that are running control, it's possible that Bloodchief's Thirst is a relevant card again. I took it out because it was getting stuck in my hand a lot of the time against things like Nadu. And if I whiff on black mana, or if I need to slam a bridge really quickly, they have a lot of 1-power creatures, and they can slip under the bridge. And so I need spells that I can cast reliably in the main board. I don't think I board in Fatal Pushes against Nadu. I don't know. But either way, that was game 3. On to the next one. Down 1 and 2. Round the play. This hand does very little. I'm going to mulligan. So turn 1, discard Lantern Lock. We keep this. I'll bottom the redundant Lantern. What about turn 1, discard? They can have a single unknown card that they draw on their first turn. I want to make sure that... Oh. Yeah, I want to control their draw step. Priest is not going to... if I mill over their creatures... That's a Pithing Needle target. I don't have a way of getting to Pithing Needle, though. I'm trying to think if I take Priest or Thoughtseize here. And if I take Thoughtseize, that means that I guarantee that I have a turn 2 Lantern. They have a lot of card draw effects, though. So that makes things harder. If I don't take the Priest, the Lantern Lock on its own doesn't win, because if I mill, or they can just eventually discard to hand size, and then Priest is activated. Although this Priest can come back anyways. This is going to be a while before they start discarding to hand size. I think I take Thoughtseize. If I'm going to have to get a Needle for the Priest anyway, or a Grafdigger's Cage, then I may as well take the thing that... Never punished. I may as well take the thing that disrupts their hand. They can't turn 2 Goryos. So I think I'm just going to run out the Lantern pieces here. They can have the Buried Alive, because I have the Grafdigger's Cage here. They don't want it. Okay. Oh, Psychic Frog! Hi, Psychic Frog. How you doing, buddy? I love the frog. Froggy's so cool. It's got some neat play patterns, too. I shouldn't have let him draw the frog. What am I doing? That's really bad. Frog gets pretty big pretty quickly. And it's a discard outlet. Yeah, that was a big mistake. The frog blinded me. That's embarrassing. Alright. Discard a card, put a 1/1 counter on Psychic Frog. Yeah, this can just become a 5/6 if they hand dump. I am looking for multiple cards right now. I'm slamming Grafdigger's Cage next turn no matter what. So I think I'm happy just playing the Bauble for the redraw. Damn frog. Yeah, they could just bin the Priest Atraxa. That's a 3/4. Solitude makes it a 4/5 if they want to bin that. Goryo's is going to be dead, so they can discard that as well. So I'm up against a pretty aggressive clock all of a sudden. Alright, Froggy getting in. So I can draw this. If I draw this War of Invention, I have 1, 2... I have 3 artifacts on the table. Assuming I crack the bauble. So I could look for a land, but if I don't top deck a land, then I'm gonna get whacked for 2 turns. That's okay. Like, if I don't hit a land, I can just spell skite. Okay. They're just playing that to speed up, I think. Oh, I can't let them have Thoughtseize with this line. Because they'll just take the whir. Actually, that's fine. I can just do that right now. I can just do that. Ephemerate's okay. This is a land? Any land stuff. I shouldn't have said any land. Saga is helpful, but that's not what I was looking for. I'm looking for a blue mana source or a straight up ensnaring bridge. Codex Shredder is going to help me dig. Yeah, they can have Gristlebrand. That is a later problem. No! Oh, my heart. Oh, that's bad. Okay. So now I need to spike an actual bridge. Okay, so I can take up to... What is this at? I can take up to 5 this turn. If they want to discard their Ephemerate, which I don't see why they wouldn't. Oh, no, they can blink the Grief on my draw step. Ooh, that's not good. I'm hoping for a land. Okay, that's a land. Oh, they tapped out. They tapped out. I could have looked for... I'm going too fast in my head. This Saga will at least block for a turn. But now they can leave Ephemerate up this turn. So next turn I can do Urza Saga, look for a Pithing Needle. If Pithing Needle names the frog can't fly anymore. And I will have large blockers. I have to block here. Do I let them draw Ephemerate? I think I do. So I don't care about them blinking their stuff anymore. The important thing is that I Urza Saga, I Pithing Needle the Psychic Frog. Oh, there's a second Grief. Okay. Plans have changed. Now I'm back on the I'm looking for Ensnaring Bridge plan. So I get 4 shuffles if I'm willing to crack Lantern, which I mean I have to, but if I gotta, then I gotta. So I'm gonna go Shredder Delta on end step here. Then I can Shredder again, and then last chance that I get to look at a card is cracking the Lantern, making myself shuffle. Okay, no Urza Saga. No Thoughtseize. That's not good. Don't want Delta. Alright. What do we get? It's not a winning move. I can grab the cookbook, gain 3 life. No, because I can just make the Psychic Frog fly. Wait, why did I go through the search here? Why didn't I make a token? If I made a token, I could have done it because I could have blocked a Grief. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna concede. Torpor Orb is good. Permanent cards and graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Yeah, so we want all of this. Curse Totem too. The Psychic Frog has abilities. I'll even take an Ashiok here because they have Buried Alive in their deck. I think Collective Brutality might be a step too far, because most of their stuff is not instants and sorceries. It's a very creature-oriented deck. Now, what's coming out? I think I can shave a bridge. Like, bridges... Nah, bridge is important in the matchup. I don't think I could shave a bridge. I might have to trim, like, Preordain. The cookbook is fine. I don't... I think they're on less draw 2 card effects, so maybe I don't need as many mill rocks. I can cut a bell. Spellskite doesn't seem like it's very impressive here. They will run like Prismatic Ending, but... Blech. Maybe a Disruptor Flute. I do want the Pithing Needles for the Priest of Felrites, but I don't know if the Disruptor Flute matters here. I have the Curse Totem as well, which acts as the as a flute, in a way. Surgical is really powerful. Turn 1 Thoughtseize is good. It's a little bit of a shame that this is a 1-lander. So this Curse Totem and the bridge, we're going to struggle. Because, like, I can turn 1 Thoughtseize Surgical. That slows them down, but they do have a fair plan these days with the Goryo's decks. So Surgical doesn't mean a whole lot in this circumstance. So if I don't hit lands, I need to turn 2 Lantern, see that I don't have another land. Turn 3, I'm still on 1 land, and then I play the Shredder. Oh, that's dicey. I don't know if I like that. I don't like relying on my deck to have cards. Or to have good draws in order for it to do anything. What do I think of this? I could run out turn 1 Soul Guide Lantern, turn 2 Jailer, turn 3 probably a bridge. I'm likely to draw a land. We'll try it. This disincentivizes Grief as well. Unless they're just going to pitch cast it. Yeah, because this is the Ephemerate scam deck. They can take 3 cards if they want. Yeah, you get Thoughtseize. That's fine. If they don't take Bridge, what do they take? Okay. They take Bridge. That makes sense, I think. Because, like, that stops their entire game plan. I will run out Soulless Jailer. Just gonna chuck haste or hate pieces at them as fast as possible. We'll see what happens. Sure. Archaeologist. Ephemerate. Okay. Ashiok is great if I was able to cast it. That's not great. I think I'm okay popping the Soul Guide Lantern, but I'll... Do I do that on end step? I think I do that on it. Well, if I draw an Urza Saga, I want to play that this turn. Well, I guess it's conflicting with the Ashiok. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait a turn. I'll pop the Soul Guide Lantern on end step. Another Archaeologist. No hits. Swing and a miss. Yeah, I think I'm drawing a card with the Soul Guide Lantern. Because Soul Guide Lantern doesn't matter if I have Ashiok on the table. They are a Force of Negation deck. I didn't think about that. So slamming this Ashiok might not be as big of a slam dunk as I'm expecting. They pass to their attacker step, and then they're just sitting here. I assume that means they're tapped out. The fact that they passed phases, though, means that they might be stuck on 2 lands. Which is very promising. And they don't have Psychic Frog mana, so they can't do their fair plan very well right now. Alright, crack Soul Guide. That's not a land. That's also not a land. I can't cast that one either. Uh-oh. That's no good. We're both stuck on 2 mana. Their deck can technically function on 2 mana, but it can't with a Soulless Jailer on the table. And a Surgical in my hand that they don't know about yet. Oh no, they do know about it. Yeah, they are going to grind some sick value, though. Double Atraxa, Shadowy Backstreet. So they have 3 Atraxas in the graveyard. I'm going to start milling them. This might be the wrong choice, but if I hit a Force of Negation, I want to be able to Surgical it. Uh-oh, I drew the wrong half of the deck. Uh-oh, these are all the 3 mana cards. It's kind of funny how the Archaeologist can't grab lands either. So, like, they've seen lands. Like, I see lands in their graveyard. Oh, I actually milled the land from them. They're probably kind of mad about that. Alright. Blink the Archaeologist. I don't see why not. Like, it's not like the Archaeologists are gonna do any damage, but nope, okay. Well, part of the cards. They sensed there was a Marsh Flats on top. What is their 3 mana play? I don't like when they draw cards. Oh, they just straight up drew 2 cards too. They didn't have to discard the Tainted Indulgence because their graveyard has 5 different mana types. That's cool. I guess they swing with both the Archaeologists and is technically a clock against me. I have to block one of them. I will continue to Codex Shredder them. It's a grief. Oh, no. Okay. Priest of Fellright. Oh, they run Teferi, don't they? Maybe I want to name Teferi instead. I don't want them bouncing my hate pieces. The priest doesn't do anything with the jailer on the table, so and I have the backup surgical still. You know the worst part is that I bottomed that 3rd land too. I don't have that 3rd land, but I could have. I was in control of that. What is this? 4 mana, blue, blue, white, white. Oh. 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 Tainted Indulgence. Okay. Well, you can blow up my 1-drops, or you can just blow... Yeah, you just blow up everything. Okay. Aha! I did it. It didn't take the Wrath of... Or, the Wrath of the Skies didn't get taken away either. Or it didn't take it away. I can't talk today. Okay. Vacuum that graveyard. It's gone. We got 3 lands and a Psychic Frog with that. Okay. I have to discard a card. Their hand has been full this whole time. It's kind of crazy. Alright. Surgical Atraxa. You have Force of Negation? No. Oh, there's no Force of Negation in the deck. Okay, that's really good to know. That is not a large library. Alright, well, I'll take the one in the graveyard. I know the other ones are already in your exile. No Goryos. They have 2 more and 2 Buried Alives. Wow, okay. So how do they win? They have a Gristlebrand. Alright, this Bobble's getting cast no matter what. I'm trying to think if I Saga Token. They have 1 Psychic Frog and 2 Archaeologists left in the deck. So they're in 2 Griefs. I think I'm on the token plan. They're at 10. Gristlebrand is gone. Prismatic Ending is gone. They have 2 more, and they still have a Wrath of the Skies. If they top deck that Wrath of the Skies, they can't hit the bridge, but they can hit the Urza Saga and its tokens. I think bridge is safer. Let's see, 3 times... I can mill them for 12 more cards. I'll just slam a bridge. I can just make a token next turn as well. I don't have to pick one or the other. Like, I can just go halvesies. This just means that if they top deck a Grief, then I don't lose my bridge. And Whir of Invention isn't guaranteed to grab a bridge right now, even though it's turn, what, turn 8? Yeah. Sure. Buried Alive doesn't do anything. Are they casting it? No, pending. Okay. I think I cracked the Bauble. No, because if I crack the Bauble, this Saga only ever becomes a 2-2. I want it to be a 3-3. That's a good draw. I can grab a Codex Shredder, start milling them. I can have this token for defense. I could just grab Graveyard Hate too and just ensure that they never do anything to kill me. Because their clock is really bad. If they draw a Grief, though, I'm in trouble. Do I still have the Pixis? No. I'll just grab a Codex Shredder. Down to Ashiok. Grief is gone. The other pending is gone. I think there's one more left in their deck somewhere. I still have one more grief in the deck. What a weird game this is. White. That screams I found my other pending. But, like, pending grief? Is that what you're gonna do? Okay. So they can kill Ashiok. If they have grief, this is kind of painful, actually. They do. No, they have Buried Alive, which doesn't do anything. They should have done that on their second main phase. Oops. Oopsies. That was a sequencing issue. I feel bad for my opponent. That sucks. They could have Goryos. They don't have anything to Goryos though. This kills Ashiok. Yeah, that makes sense. It's turn 9. I have 2 lands. That is a Torpor Orb that I don't want. Alright, Darkslick Shores entering untapped on turn 10. Let's go. So next turn, Lantern. Next turn, I could also hold up War of Invention and find Grafdigger's Cage. They did play their last pending. They do still have a Wrath of the Skies in there somewhere. As well. So maybe I hold up War of Invention. I'm milling them. I don't think I care about anything that's in their deck anymore. Oh, perfect. Okay. I don't care about that Ephemerate. What a wild game. Do I care about the Archaeologist? I think I... Do I... It grabs Wrath of the Skies. Oh, maybe there's one more pending in the deck. Hold on. 1, 2... I see 3 in my screen grab when I went through their deck. And there's 1, 2, 3. That was wild. What a fucking... I don't know what to say. That was lack of a better term, atrocious on both of our parts. I still don't think I board in the brutalities. I'm looking at their screenshot right now. And I care about the pendings, and I care about Wrath of the Skies, and I care about Thoughtseize, but they would have already casted that probably by the time that I can Collective Brutality, especially if I'm on the draw. So I don't think Collective Brutality comes in. It can't kill the frog. It can't... The only thing it kills is Priest of Fellrights. Do I run it back? I think I run it. Yeah, I run it back. Oh, Torpor Orb is better too because it shuts off Atraxa, which is their plan A in this deck. So if they have a Grief hand, this would suck to Grief. I don't know. Like, if they're on the aggro Goryo's plan, can they stop this? I don't know. I don't like how if they have the nuts, if they keep a proactive combo-oriented hand, I'm not doing anything. Priest of Fellrights I can answer with the Curse Totem. And Urza Saga gets there long term. But they can grind. So Urza Saga doesn't do a whole lot. I think I need more. Surgical and Thoughtseize with Graveyard Hate and Torpor Orb. Alright. This is a pile of cards that I'm more interested in. Bauble can go to the bottom. Alright. Thoughtseize incoming. They kept up a Grief. Oh, because they'd have to pitch the Atraxa Goryo's combo. I see. I might just take the Grief here. Next turn I could Torpor Orb. I like what's in my hand. I found another Atraxa. Ooh, I could strip the Atraxas from their deck right now. I didn't see any counter spells though, so I can just wait until they respond with something. What are they grabbing? They grab Ephemerate. Okay, interesting. That's not gonna do a whole lot when I play out this Torpor Orb. So I know these are gone. They do have Teferis now. Oh, I should have been paying attention. If they crack this Flooded Strand. I think I strip out the Teferis. Yeah, because they're going for a 3-mana play. I think that's like the only 3-mana play that they have. Where are they fetching? Are they looking for a Surveil land? They only have one Teferi? That's infuriating. Oh, they have Force of Negations. They just boarded them out. I see. Why did they do that? I'm confused. Well, that's a shame. That was a waste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, you get to fetch. So they're just looking for a Surveil land on their main phase, I guess. No, they're shocking in. What are you doing? I guess that is a 7/7 with haste and lifelink. That is still a threat. But that gets... Does that get sacrificed or just get... Oh, duh, they ephemerate. Yeah, okay. Alright, now I'm in danger. I can't read. I had full control over this. I could have... Oh, I literally could have done that at Traxa, and I took the Teferi. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I got nothing. That's so sad. That's tilting. That's my fault. I had that game. They had nothing going on. Torpor Orb was on the table. Yeah, that's a big yikes. I'll see you in game 5 in a sec. I took a little break for a minute. I got a tea. I'm ready to close out this league. Okay, match has started. We are on the draw. You know what just occurred to me? We haven't seen a deck with any companions yet. And they're not revealing one either. What do I think of this 7? A Thoughtseize, a Millrock, a Whir of Invention. I can cast Whir of Invention on turn 3 with this hand. So that makes it a lot better. 1 artifact, this becomes an Ensnaring Bridge. And this is a Thoughtseize, and this is half of a Lantern Lock, and Pithing Needle usually finds something. So I'll keep this. It's burn! Alright. What a way to close out the day. Okay, there's a bridge on top. That's good. So I think the plan here is... Oh, this Watery Grave sucks. Thoughtseize turn 1. Ooh, we get to take Eidolon. That's a good find. Turn 2, I get... Or slam both of these artifacts on the table. I'm gonna play a mountain. So the Pithing Needle is gonna name Wooded Foothills. Actually, I should probably name... Ah, what did it say was on top? Reveals Thoughtseize. Yikes. Okay. I do actually need a 3rd land. Thoughtseize hits me for 4. That's nuts. I need to go to 10 life for this Eidolon. Watery Grave puts me at 8. They're cracking for 4. I'm at 4. Boros Charm just kills me. Yikes. I have too many cards in hand here. How do I navigate this? I don't think I play the Watery Grave. I think I have to play the Thoughtseize. No, because I lose 4 life. Then they whack me with the Boros Charm for 4. So I'm doing the work for them with the Thoughtseize. So I can't play either. Oh, yeah, I wanted to play the Polluted Delta. That's fine. I'm gonna crack it. I think I would scoop early, but I think my opponent is going to just board the same shit in anyways. I guess they wouldn't board in the artifact hate if they don't know about it. I'm gonna name Wooded Foothills here. There's argument I should name Sunbaked Canyon, but I know that at least the Pithing Needle's gonna do something if I name Wooded Foothills. Goblin Guy is gonna reveal the top card of my library. If I don't like it, I can get rid of it. Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna go to 4. Yeah, I just lose here, actually. Never mind. The fact that that's just icing on the cake for them. Oof, yikes. So, Fatal Push, Collective Brutality, Feed the Swarm are all in now. I will take out Vexing Bauble. I don't think they're on Rift Bolts anymore, but I'll take out the... There is Flage, so Grafdigger's Cage is not irrelevant. So actually, hold on. These are in the maybe pile. Whir of Invention comes out. I'll probably take out 2, actually. Maybe I go like this. Just take out all the heavy stuff. And the surgicals. Or, well, most of the heavy stuff. Is there anything else I want in here? I don't think so. I'll try it. Yeah, I'll leave in Grafdiggers in case we start stabilizing and they have a Flage. That might not be correct. This hand does not interact with my opponent in any way. It doesn't get me towards a cookbook. It slows them down, but it's too slow. That's really relying on a top deck there. This is even worse. So I'm on 5. What are we looking at here? So I can go these 5. Collective Brutality is looking like it might be a turn 3 play. Or do I just want to keep Spellskite? I might want to keep Spellskite. It blanks removal pretty well. It turns their 3 damage spells into 2 damage spells. Or, well, like their lightning bolts and their lightning helixes. And their flages. I think I have to keep the Shredder so that I can start a lock. A shiny mountain. Opponent plays a Goblin Guide. So they're the lantern for me. Alright, I drew a land. Thanks. That is Collective Brutality food. Oh! Spiked the cookbook. That's a big deal. So I'm thinking I go Darkslake. I'm trying to think if I go Spellskite or Brutality this turn. I think I hold the cookbook until I get to Collective Brutality. I might be able to bait out an Eidolon this way if I go Spellskite first. That's how I'm going to try and play it. I also kind of appreciate that the Goblin Guide is going to give me card advantage, potentially. They almost certainly swing in with this Goblin Guide, like no matter what, because I can't kill it. I think I still block the Goblin Guide anyway, just because if they have a way to kill or to target Spellskite, then they'll just target Spellskite, and if they don't, then I block the Goblin Guide damage. Yeah, but if they play Eidolon, I can Collective Brutality and then escalate, and I don't want to drain my opponent, but... Ooh. Okay. I think I'm just going to pitch the Preordained to Collective Brutality. I didn't need to do that. I just took 2 damage for no reason. I did not need to fetch there. I'm about to kill the Harsh Mentor anyways. Get rid of the Mentor. Discard Preordain. Smash to Smithereens has to go. Okay. And at this point, Spellskite can... That Lightning Bolt says that I take 2 damage instead of 3 until I have untapped mana. That's just how it reads. I imagine that they start swinging with the Goblin Guide again, I think. Yeah, they do. I am not going to block it this time. Oh. Yeah, now that I know that Ensnaring Bridge is on the top, does that change anything? I don't think so, because Bridge is still a little vulnerable. I'm okay taking 2 here. They have 6 damage of burn in their hand, plus this 2 from the Goblin Guide will put me at virtual 7. I will cast Ensnaring Bridge. pass the turn. Sacred Foundry is out. They shocked it in. Okay. Okay, yeah, Rest in Peace is cool. That means that I can start blind milling them too. No bolt for you. This is better off as cookbook food. Yeah, it worked out the same. But now I spent 1 mana instead of 2 mana. Okay. So I need a lantern to close out the game. Shard Volley is a cool one. I'm going to hold on to this. If they get another Harsh Mentor, I want to be able to hit it. Lantern, cool. I will cast the Lantern. I'm liking my prospects. I can let them have the Bolt. I am at 10, so they need 4 burn spells. They have 3 cards in hand, one of them's a mountain. Ooh, Boros Charm's a little nastier. I think I still let them do it. I still think I let them draw the Boros Charm. Okay, if they didn't play Harsh Mentor there, then they probably don't have Harsh Mentor. If they had the burn, they would have they would have responded to that discard. I think. If they had enough burn to kill me, that is. I'm at 13. I know they have 2 burn spells or 1 burn spell in hand. And they played the land. Opponent's hanging on this for a while. Alright, Spellskite's taking 1 for the team. I salute you, Spellskite. You will be remembered. They didn't draw 2 artifact hate pieces in a row, did they? That'd be crazy. No. Oh, Boros Charm. Okay. Don't scare me like that, opponent. You rascal. Alright. Awesome. I am going to mill them because I'm about to play this Codex Shredder. Just to secure the lock. They're hellbent. I'm happy to eat their clock as they try and puzzle their way through the situation here. No, we'll let you have the land. I'll still be a little cautious. Until I get my life total up a little bit higher. Okay, they cannot have an Eidolon. If there's... I guess they could at this point. I'm not really going to be casting spells for the rest of the game, but if there's any time to start milling them, this would be a good time. I'm going to run out this 4th land. It's going to make me cracking food slightly easier because it's 1 less click. It's not like anything they're drawing is very relevant anyways. So, they're hitting a land cluster in their deck. Harsh Mentor has to go. That one absolutely has to go. They lava spike me. No Mentor, no Eidolon. Okay. I think I'll be a little bit more comfortable when I have a 3rd mill rock, then I'll just start autopiloting. I haven't seen any skull cracks. Did those fall out of favor? We're more than halfway through the deck. They used to run 4. I guess this list could just be doing something else. Each of these triggers, they're actually losing time. I'm starting to pull ahead on time. Just keep milling, just keep milling, just keep milling. Milling. What do? We mill. I want Pixis. I don't know why I played that land. I'm at 15, it doesn't matter. But yeah. Okay, we did it! Do I like the way the list is built right now? I think so. I didn't see any Roiling Vortexes either. That's interesting. Maybe they just didn't think to board them in. If there's no rolling vortexes, the pithing needles get worse. Maybe Disruptor Flute is not what I want to be doing. What would I board in instead? Like maybe put the Talisman back in? I'll try it like that, because Talisman helps me hand dump faster. Yeah, us drawing Cookbook naturally was pretty stellar that game. Like, I don't... I guess I'm not really sure how it would have ended, but the fact that I could just play Cookbook on turn, like, 3 behind Collective Brutality without, needing to Urza Saga tutor it, that was great. This hand feels like a trap. Lantern of Insight by itself, 2 discarded Fatal Push doesn't answer the Roth engine that the deck provides. Oh, this is so much weirder. This is bizarre. Do I keep this on the draw? It is purely here's bridge. I don't think so. This needs so many pieces in order to get a lock going. It doesn't have the cookbook either. Okay, alright, this is better. I just put 2 lands on the bottom. So go... Or maybe I keep like this. I can turn 1... Well, I could turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Saga, turn 3 Bridge. Yeah, I like it like this more, actually. They have Goblin Guides. They're likely to help me with lands here. Rift Bolt, okay. I think I still turn 1 Thoughtseize here. I'm gonna lead on Mishra's Bauble and peek at their top card and see what they're drawing before I make any decisions. Okay, they're gonna have a land. They're gonna have the Sunbaked Canyon, which is a very good land. Oh, they do have Skullcrack. We just didn't see any yet. Maybe they boarded them out. That's kind of weird. Harsh Mentor has to go. That's a little unfortunate, but... Ah, if I knew I was drawing a Fatal Push, I wouldn't have done that. Maybe on the draw I was supposed to turn 1 Saga. It didn't feel right, because I couldn't turn 1 Thoughtseize my opponent. Okay, that are gone. I'm at 12 already. That's scary. I don't have anything to do with my mana either. So they just need 2 more burn spells and I'm toast. I'm gonna bolt in step. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So low-key hoping that they draw a creature. So that the Fatal Push can do something this turn. It does not look like that happened. You know, without a clock on the board, I'm kind of tempted to make construct tokens with this Urza Saga. Instead of running out and ensnaring Bridge into potential removal. They're probably going to target the cookbook with the removal, though. But maybe not. I'm not going to be winning through combat damage. The game's not going to go that far. I do have 4 cards in hand, though. Next turn I'll have 4 mana. Yeah, I think I slam a Bridge here. If they, like, top deck an Eidolon or something, I'm going to take a lot more damage trying to get through this. Boros Charm. Yikes. Okay. Things are going to be a little dicey. Like, I basically need to hope that they top deck lands. Did you top deck a land? Yeah, because Goblin Guide kills me. Monastery Mentor kills me. Skullcrack blanks my next life gain. That's tough. I have to grab the cookbook. I have no recourse. I have nothing else that I'm doing. Oh, I could Vex... Oh, no. No, I was about to say, I could Vexing Bauble. That's not gonna work. So, Skullcrack nullifies the food token. Yeah, I'll just lose the mana. So either I'm hoping end step they tab out for Skullcrack for no reason, which seems unlikely. Or I can hope they top deck another land right here. Or a creature. Creature would also be fine. Because they're going to Skullcrack in response to me cracking the food token here. So I can never do that. I can't crack the food token unless I have multiple food tokens. Okay, guide is okay. I'll let it attack so I can get a land in hand. Alright, cast. Fatal Push. So they still have the Skullcrack and nothing else. Next turn, what I'm basically going to be doing is trying to crack 2 foods at once. Oh. I should have always had... Okay. Did I just miss sequence there? Was I supposed to do that in advance? I think I was supposed to do that in advance. Alright, so this was a 1-4 league. I honestly think that I could have won the Goryo's game. I just totally forgot that I didn't have hate pieces on the board. Blue-red control felt very dicey the whole time. Tamiyo is scary. Front half of Tamiyo is scary. Back half is scary too, but at least you can answer that with the pithing needle. The front half, you actually need to, like, take Tamiyo off of the board somehow. So, what do I think of the deck? I think that these fatal pushes in the sideboard might be worth putting into the main board. The reason that I say that is because I boarded these in most of my games. The fatal pushes in particular. The collective brutality came in a few times as well, but mostly this fatal push. It's like #1 sideboard card. So I think I make some room for those. I don't exactly know what comes out. Preordained feels fine. And if I'm in a jam, then it's really nice to look 3 cards deep for an answer. Spellskite was surprisingly disappointing this time around. Sometimes Spellskite will just win you games. It has a lot of weird miscellaneous utility like that, but in a lot of the games that we played, it didn't really feel like it did a whole lot. In fact, every time that I saw Spellskite, it was a 2-mana card that kind of felt bad. It was nice to have a bubble shield, but like there's so much... I think because there's creatures like Tamiyo, there's Burn running around. Naju is a very creature-centric deck. There's a lot of creature-based removal right now, and Spellskite just eats that, especially in Game 1. Because we didn't see any Naju, I felt pretty bad about this Ashiok here. Ruby Storm doesn't care about Ashiok, other than the Graveyard Hate ability. Nadu cares, and Amulet Titan cares. Ashiok is good in those matchups. But it doesn't work well against Control. I would have rathered have Narset versus Control. It doesn't work well... Or it worked well versus Goryo's. That was the one deck that I was happy that we had Ashiok, and we even saw Ashiok, and it took over the game. But everything else, every other matchup, Ashiok was unimportant. Emrakul was unimportant as well. Of course, that happens when I put the Emrakul back in the board. We don't play against Mill, but I've been playing against Mill multiple times in the last several days. But that's just how it rolls. I'm not upset about that. Hopefully next league I do better. If you've got this far, I appreciate you for watching through all the grueling plays that were made. And hope to see you guys in the future. Take care, everybody.